man, Austin. All right, dude, so let's do it. 3 to go.
Greg.
Yeah, don't forget Greg.
Greg!
I'll be playing the part of Z for the next 10 minutes.
Wow.
I thought you were supposed to play Doggy.
Turnout, man.
Yeah, this is very good for you.
Wait, this was
Yeah, absolutely. 10 years. 10 years, man.
Years.
How does it feel? 10 years. I'm not gonna ask Matt any more questions.
All right, we got the Pink Ranger. There we go. So we'll be sure that everybody's making it on here.
Oh, thank you. All right, just so you guys know who I am. Put that there.
Wait, you didn't play Rick?
Are we, I don't know, maybe we can just get started, because Monica and Chris are en route. I think they got lost, they must have took a wrong turn it's a big hotel, so.
It is a pretty big hotel. Well, first off, thank you guys for being up here.
Thank you guys, what's up? Oh guys, real quick, there will be no morphing today. I'm just gonna put it out there. Nobody's morphing. Okay, let's get started.
All right. So, of course, 10 years. 10 years later, how does it feel to know that your show was one of the most popular Power Ranger shows?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that just a rumor? How do we know that?
Well, that's the word on the
Did you
street.
say that to everyone?
Yeah, that's all the girls.
Well, how does it feel? It's like 10 year this legacy that has happened. You know, you guys were a really awesome season. Like it's one of my favorites.
Thank you.
So, like you were my first cosplay. So there it is.
There it is, man. There it is. Thank you.
So, how does it feel to know that you left that legacy?
Oh man, I mean, I feel like when we were in New Zealand kind of shooting this show, we had no idea that 10 years from now we'd all be sitting together here talking about that show still. So it's amazing, you know what I mean? I think we're all so grateful. 10 years removed, you know, we're able to kind of see it with more perspective now, and it's just it's a blessing to be able to be here with these guys and with you guys. More importantly, yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and Brandon's not kidding. We is this not on?
We're trying to figure that out.
We literally had no idea. Like New Zealand, for whatever reason, is like the only country in the world that doesn't air Power Rangers. So when we would have am I good?
Oh, there's Chris.
When we had time off and stuff, we would.
Monica May, everybody! Monica May, everybody!
That outfit, yes.
Wow! What's up, Mon?
Hey, Mom.
Waiting on Monica.
Way to go, Chris.
Way to go, Chris.
So was it?
Hello.
For me, after the show just started airing, I actually dressed up as Bridge Carson for Halloween. We thought it was going to be so cool to answer the door and have trick-or-treaters be like, oh my gosh, and not one kid recognized me. Yeah, I was wearing the whole outfit, but the show hadn't really found its audience really yet. And then a few years later, there'd be the kids so whatever was after RPM or whatever was airing, then people started to dress up as SPD and all that. So that was really cool. I was in a Winners one time, looking for some bathroom towels, and these guys that were clearly not shopping for bathroom towels came in my lane and was just like, I know you from somewhere. It's like, yeah, I've done some acting. And I said, no. Buttery. And I was like, that's the legacy of the show. You can be anywhere, anywhere, and something about the show, whether it was something that you were part of or it was part of the whole Power Rangers, legacy. Now we're a part of it. It's pretty cool.
Hi, everyone. I just have to say, I come to these conventions for you guys, and we were talking last night, and it's an honor to be a part of the Power Ranger franchise, but I think I would have not been as involved and as excited to be a Power Ranger if it weren't for the fans. Like, you guys keep SPD alive, and you keep it alive on Twitter and social media, and you keep us relevant in why we get to come here and meet all of you and be here, and so it's a pleasure to be here and meet all of you. So thank you guys.
10 years. It feels pretty crazy because it feels like everything has changed, and then when we get together, it feels like nothing has changed. So, but yeah, a lot has happened in 10 years, and I think that our series still really holds up till today. So I think that's like a testament to what we did and what Greg did and just how the show looked and everything. So I'm glad you guys really still enjoy it.
Oh, I guess since you're sitting down, I'll let you answer too. We're talking about how does it feel 10 years later, the legacy for you guys.
Feels early in the morning.
Feels hungover.
Chris actually thought this panel was from 2005.
So, where
What's up, Chris? Come on. Good to see you, bud.
Good to see you guys.
Cameras up.
all right, so you guys got to do 2 really awesome team ups during your season. How was filming that with the other different casts?
The first team up was great with Dino Thunder.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Me and Kevin and Jeff are still pretty good friends to this day. There's some people from the cast that we're no longer friends with on that cast as well. That happens. But we had a lot of fun, I think, right? It was fun.
It was great.
Yeah, we enjoyed them. It's weird though because you get a little bit defensive over your season. Like you get a little bit competitive, so like they kind of come into your world, and there's a little bit of kind of like,
Territory.
step off. You know what I mean? But it was fun. Anybody else?
Yeah, it's like 10 years later, so I don't really care what I talk about anymore. But my biggest beef with the entire SPD thing was the reunion shows, the crossover shows, because I had written the original outlines as that crazy scientist alien finds the gems, and they were the Dino gems, so he used them to clone the Dino Thunder. And Disney was saying, children won't understand cloning, and they'll feel like if they're clones that the characters aren't the real characters, so just do time travel like we always do time travel. And I was like, oh, it's such an easy out. Like, why can't we make this more interesting and make the thing about that they are clones and they won't last forever, and this is like their one chance to, do something in this time period, and then they're gone. And I thought it could have like depth to it, and they were like, no, just like, yeah. So I feel like you guys got cheated a little because we could have brought more to that. But
We want to do a lot more with the scripts and make them mature and not just a lot more adults in the situations.
yeah, there was weird restrictions like relationships. They were like, no, Disney doesn't do relationships. And then I'm like, really? Because like all your other shows are just about 12-year-olds hooking up. You know? I'm like, I have like, mature actors that can really add some depth and like teach kids and make it entertaining for everyone else about like how to interact with each other. And if you remember in the beginnings, part 1 and 2, when Z is introduced to the rest of the group as when Kruger brings her in there, her and Bridge have a little like
Chemistry.
moment, yeah, and which I think is where, Matt has it in his head that they're hooking up and writing weird fan fiction about threesomes, but we were never allowed to follow through with that because of these weird rules, so.
I think your question hits a little bit of a sore spot too because we never were brought back
Yeah.
to do a reunion show. And so we welcomed Dino Thunder with open arms and had a great time, and we were so excited to go back and do our reunion, and then Disney X'd it.
But in their defense, they did send us to Disney World.
Yeah, they
for a
did.
visit, which was awesome. So,
For the 50th anniversary.
yeah, that was, and that, I think that was kind of like our,
Makeup.
for no reunion episode.
Yeah.
It is true though, and like mid-season when we realized like, oh, this is gonna end, and we're all going home back to our different places. It was like almost a daily conversation of like, when we come back for the reunion, it's gonna be so much fun. And then, that was kind of a blow.
Yeah, that was kind of a bummer. Next
All right, right here,
Are we
actually.
taking questions from the audience now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to say it's really cool to see you guys together. SPD was amazing, and I brought you guys some, right?
So what?
Ranger keys.
Oh, Randy Keys. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Thank you.
That's so you can get back in your hotel room.
That's great, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Okay, next.
Okay, here we go. Got a question.
Okay. So, one of the things I loved about your series was that theoretically there could be a female Red Ranger. Like you have the evil alpha leader,
A-Squad,
Red Ranger.
right?
By the time that crossover event, you were the leader of the SPD Rangers. So theoretically there could be a Red Ranger, but in some series there's only one female Ranger at all. How do you guys feel about that when there's only one female Ranger?
I don't like it.
He was no fun.
Yes.
At one point, Brandon petitioned for an all-female Ranger squad
I watch it.
when he was commander.
It's 2015, and I don't see why there couldn't be a cast of all female Rangers.
Yeah. I know, right?
I don't think gender should have anything to do with the color of the leadership. That's my personal opinion. Women are just as powerful, if not more. So.
It's not. Whoa.
Equality.
Why gotta be more?
We're equally powerful.
Thank
How
you.
about that?
All right, right here.
Hello, Power Rangers. I first want to say I'm totally autistic, but as far as the show itself, it was an inspiration not only for me but for everyone else. I think of you guys as actual human beings, not things. But another part of inspiration is game show. I'm a big game show whiz. So that means that what's your favorite game show of all time, past, present?
Price is Right.
Yeah.
And I was actually on the Price is Right.
Were you really?
Did you win? I went with.
Did you get on
And I
stage?
got off stage.
What? Did you win anything?
Look,
No.
my girlfriends and I said, okay, if someone gets up on stage, do not kiss Bob Barker, because how many people have kissed his cheek and he's got so much makeup on. But you get up there and I was just like, Bob! And they're all like,
Just for the record, I was on in 2004.
Oh.
Put on a con game called Pass the Buck, and I made it to the showcase, but lost the showcase. So I'm not sure how far we went, but I get kind of sense on the wheel.
Farther, you went further. Props.
I know, but that's not like
Favorite game show would be Family Feud.
Yeah.
I like watching it with a bunch of people being like, we can take those families down. That's a stupid answer.
Dumb family.
Yeah, well, how did we get on that show? And I was on
Jeopardy
that
guy.
show.
I'm a Jeopardy guy.
You're a Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Actually, get any of the questions.
Oh, all of them.
yeah, we have a degree in science. Yeah.
He's a smarty one.
Don't tell me.
Red Ranger.
I think next panel we should do SPD Family Feud.
Greg, you've made all my dreams come true.
I was actually going to suggest that, and I would be more than happy to host.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
It was really because I had a fictional character who was the co-host and who was also the fan. That's all.
All right. Okay, one right here.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Guy in the white shirt.
Bridge.
I'm here for my kids because they're big Power Ranger fans, and my daughter loves your character. Would you do the buttery thing?
Yes. Well, gotta use it in a sentence somehow. So, where she's not here, obviously.
Yes, she is. Del, raise your hand or stand up.
Hey, okay, cool. So, hey Del, hope you're having a buttery day.
Nice shirt.
Thank you. Yours is good also.
I should have just had her come to me. This is running around.
I know, right? Have a lineup, man.
Right, I know you guys probably had a lot of fun on set when you were making the show, but what was your favourite blooper moment or prank that ended up being played on set?
Oh man. Do you remember the location just full of cow poo? Everywhere. Was that the SWAT episode?
Yeah.
And I remember there was one scene where I don't know who it was. It was either me and one of you guys. No, it wasn't Chris, but we had to be like literally like face down in like a pile of like cow poo. It was unavoidable. It was awful. I almost quit the show. I was almost done on that day. That was awful.
Well, we made you run it off.
Yeah. That was a good prank too. Yeah.
When Brandon has to run up the dune,
The sand dune.
We only needed him to run like 20 feet to get the shot. But he was like going for it, and it was like so hard. We're all just like watching. He like ran up the hill for like 20 minutes.
Nobody yelled cut, so I just keep going, right? Until you yell cut.
I think not a ton of bloopers. We just had a good time on set.
Oh yeah, Doggy Kruger.
There's a lot of stuff that happened with Doggy Kruger because he had a bunch of different electronic heads, and John couldn't see really through all of them. And there'd be a bunch of times a really serious scene would happen. There's some sort of report, something's going on, and he just had some big soliloquy, and then he'd turn and just smash into a wall.
He turned to exit, and we'd be like, "Go Rangers!" And yeah, that was fun as well.
We used to take each other's cell phones and then turn the silent button off and then phone the phone during the scene. So the phone would go off while we were filming, and that person would have to buy a slab of beer at the end of the day.
Right here.
Hi, my name is Evan. This is for Greg, and then I'd like you guys' opinion as well. So we talked about how it's 10 years afterwards, which makes it 2015, and the fandom, and you guys know that your season is supposed to be set in 2025, so 10 years from now. So my question is primarily for Greg. One, when are the aliens coming? And two, how are you going to get the season, like 10 years from now, how are they going to get to the Rangers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Greg, I've been wondering the same thing, man.
Well, the truth is, if you look really carefully around this room, the aliens are already among us. They're just cleverly disguised, but you know who you are. In terms of, it's kind of funny because I think the same question has been posed to Zemeckis and Bob Gale for Back to the Future, because we're in 2015, and they're like, how do you feel about how close you came to the mark and stuff? And I mean, I think we chose that date just because we didn't want to go too far away from the Disney universe. Like, we didn't want to make it like 1,000 years in the future or whatever. But in 10 years, if we do another show, I mean, I think we would still be kind of in that same world. It's like, that's kind of the world I'm hoping that eventually someone's showing up here, and hopefully they'll want to like hang out and not blow us up, and it's I think there's so much more we can explore that we didn't even, because we didn't really get into a lot of other And like we were always kind of focused on Grum, and there were other little things, but we introduced a lot of other worlds that we never got to explore. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
Didn't I chase my best friend for his plan or something like that at one point?
Yeah.
It was in the episode. I was
Yeah.
chasing him down, so. I agree with Greg. It's already happening. It's already among us.
All right. Here we go.
What? Stand up, please?
Yeah, stand up. Good.
Hey, how you guys doing? But this is a random question. Like, earlier before we talk about game shows, like, do you guys consider gamers? If so, what is your favorite video game to play?
I don't play video games.
That's it?
I'm recently re-obsessed with Tetris. Playing hardcore, getting into it. I got a big score if you want to take me on. 35,000.
I haven't played video games in years, but Nintendo 64, Mario Kart, that was like my jam as a child. I still have the consoles, I don't know if they work, but...
Nope, I've never played video games. But my husband plays a lot of video games, so I feel like yeah, like, you know, he has like the thing and he's talking to people all over the place, you know, like they have a team and it's like serious stuff. So, big ups to all you video game people.
I didn't play video games until recently. I was at a buddy's stag and I won an Xbox One. And then I was like, oh, I should just buy games offline. And so now I play FIFA, Madden, Tiger Woods, any kind of game that's related to a sport, really. Some shooting games.
If you're wondering where Chris was at the beginning of the panel, he was trying to finish up. So I'm more into old school games. If you guys ever see any of the videos of in my studio, or if you ever come over, I have all like the old arcade games like Space Invaders. And,
that one's good.
you know, I like the cabinets, but
Afterburner.
yeah, Afterburner,
Afterburner.
Tron, all the classics. But I've been working on a lot of video games lately, like Minecraft. Any Minecraft fans here? Anybody go to Minecon? I was here 2 years ago in Orlando. And how about Fallout 4? Anybody? Yeah. If you play Fallout, if you got Fallout 4 this week, and you watch it, and there's all the live action cutscenes, I made all the like helmets and armor and weapons and everything. So you'll see like a little hints of SPD in there. So everything now has hints of SPD.
There you go.
So I've heard from other previous actors on Power Rangers that they've borrowed things from set and never really given them back. I'm wondering, have you ever borrowed anything from set and never given it back?
We just stole shit.
Real. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a mom. I'm like, there's kids in there.
I have a really amazing yellow leather jacket from New Zealand. That I've taken pictures in it before, but it's super amazing. And that was, I didn't have to steal it. They actually gave it to me because I asked, you know, I was like, I really, really want this. Like, and they were like, okay, well, you'll probably have it at the end of the show. So that was the one thing that I got. But it's badass. Like, it looks like Kill Bill, you know, realness. Yeah.
Realness. Do you still have your like cadet shirt?
Yeah, I have my cadet jacket.
I have my cadet jacket.
It still
The
fits.
shirt I have, the underneath shirt, not your like jacket.
Yeah, I have the jacket and the shirt.
Those ones you guys took. Yeah, you took those.
I took that shit.
Yeah.
I tried to take my jacket.
Yeah, but the reason
Chris got caught. Chris got to stay down. Chris got caught.
I took it at the worst time. You guys took it like mid-season, like when it was like dirty and like plugged to the laundry side of the room.
Yeah.
And it was like we wrapped, we had our our after party wrap show or whatever. And I'm walking to the studio and there's like 5 freshly pressed, brand new.
Just inventory.
And I'm like, wow, that's perfect. Take one of those. It's already clean and pressed. It's brand new. Why not?
Oh my god.
And then not even like 5 seconds later, we all get called into the office, our executive producer. And and they're like, so, we're missing one of the jackets from each of you. And I'm like, and obviously our jackets are colored, so I'm like, I don't know, I haven't seen it. Everyone else is looking at me, and I'm like, maybe I'll check my
Chris actually took one for the team because he gave his stuff back and
I didn't get
I still got mine. Mine's in my bag right now.
All right, next.
Right.
Alright, so I already know Brandon's response to this because I asked him at a previous con. Feel free to answer again anyways. How did the cast feel about about having a dog barking orders at them?
Well, I'm married, so it's just
You may never see Matt Austin again after this.
You on the couch? Hey, it's a buttery couch.
We literally, to answer your question, couldn't get through a take without bursting into pure laughter, like from the gut, crying laughter the first week. Especially because John was still learning how to move in his suit. So, there'd be lines where he would have to be so serious and Rangers, but he would literally touch your nose and bonk your face, and it was, yeah.
Or you'd go to point and hit you in the head.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm right here.
It was amazing, but honestly, John did such a good job that by week 3, he was Doggy Cougar, and he was our commander. We took him very serious, and kudos to him for just what he went through in that suit and in that mechanical head. So we had a lot of respect for him.
He almost died in the head.
Yeah.
He caught fire.
Greg, what happened there, Greg?
Greg, was there something that you didn't do properly?
Greg made Doggy Cougar, by the way, if anyone doesn't know that. He actually made
The almost dying thing, that's a 10-year yarn that's growing. It was a scary moment, but I don't think he was gonna die.
He almost got decapitated.
By the helicopter? No, basically, we built the head. It's all animatronic head, and we did it in LA. And our whole power system is different here, and we didn't account for when we went to New Zealand that we knew we were using the same voltage batteries, but for whatever reason, when we used the higher voltage to charge them, the batteries just got super hot, and when they were plugged in on the first day of shooting, he set on fire. So it was a very difficult position, because usually on a film set there's all these different people, and there's a phrase, I can't say it now, that, Allie yelled at me, but it's poop rolls downhill, you know what I mean? So it's if a actor is in an animatronic head that sets on fire, the director would turn to the effects guy, and he would turn to, the prop guy, but I was all those guys. So there's an actor on fire, and everyone's like, who did this? Greg, fix this. And I'm like, well, I did it, and I have to fix it, but it was so weird to have to be doing all the things at the same time. But the battery basically burst into flame, and it filled the head with smoke, so I'd go action, and they start moving him for the first time. It was literally the first shot of Doggy Cougar. He turns in the chair to go, Rangers, and everyone's like, whoa, it's a dog. And he turns, and it's smoke. So you guys almost didn't get Doggy Cougar because, of course, in Disney fashion, they shut everything down, and they're like, what are we going to do about this? And I'm like, well, I need time to fix it. And they're like, you don't have time, you have to direct the next shot. And they're like, how about we just don't do the animatronic head? Maybe it'll just be John Toohey. Maybe we'll do some makeup really quick. And I had to spend 20 minutes to talk everybody down and be like, don't worry about it, we'll fix it. What we ended up doing was I shot all of their coverage, and they just talked to John without the head. And then a couple weeks later, when we were caught up on the filming, I went back and shot the scenes, and they were in such a panic that I was gonna it wasn't gonna work, but it worked. And then after that, we dialed it in that night, and then for the rest of the year, he was fine.
No more head fires.
Yeah. But you want to talk about panic? It's
Yeah, you almost killed the guy.
Here you go, here.
First of all, SPD is my all-time favorite season, and I love you guys. My question is, what was your favorite episode of film?
I liked the beginnings for me.
Yeah.
I think it was more of like a personal experience, meeting everyone, beginnings 1 and 2, and it was very CSI. And, I mean, I guess you were in beginnings. Well, like as much as a ranger. Sorry, Brendan. No, but we were all still on set together, so I think that stands out in my mind. And Greg, didn't you direct those in, right?
Yeah.
Those episodes, yeah. Does everyone know who Greg is? Okay, just making
What are you,
sure.
man? What are you
Did
doing
you introduce
here?
yourself? I can't.
Wait,
I'm
is this
sorry.
the SPD panel?
I didn't know because he did a lot of things on SPD, so I just want to make sure you understood.
Yeah, I think shooting beginnings was the most fun.
Yeah.
SWAT.
You like SWAT?
SWAT.
I hated SWAT.
I mean, especially the location where we shot SWAT. It was like those sand dunes. And then after we finished filming, there was that lake at the bottom we all jumped into.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun.
SWAT.
Mon?
I kind of agree with Chris.
Yeah.
Like it was really fun. It felt like an action movie, you know, where I'm totally being part of. Just felt a little different, the style that we did and everything. So.
We had that massive honey wagon.
Yeah, and then to have John too as the monkey.
Yeah, that was
really
cool.
awesome.
Okay, SWAT.
What was his name? Silverback?
Silverback, yeah.
No, that was the episode where we had to relearn how to be a team, guys. So it was a real moving, two-parter where we all really reconnected. And inspiration.
The family episode was SWAT. Personal episode, Reflections Part 2, and I got to be the Red Ranger. Heroes come in all colors. I think Jack and Sky share this beautiful moment of taking the morphin from each other in slow motion. This one's for your dad.
All right, next.
That's so funny because that ties into what he's about to ask.
Okay.
Hello, I want to say it's a real honor to meet you guys, and I want to thank you very much for all your hard work that y'all have done.
Thank you.
And my question is mainly directed at the Green Ranger. I hope I don't lose anybody for asking this, but if you remember in Operation Overdrive when they lost their powers, you showed up as the Red Ranger.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if y'all do come back, I just want to ask you, how did that make you feel to be promoted up twice?
Freaking awesome. Yeah, I gotta say.
No one's happy.
The whole time we're like, colors don't matter. And then I zip that on and I was like, I can get used to this.
That's all thanks to Sky, because Sky gave up red and became commander, and then let Bridge become red.
Alright, no one knows what happened to you guys.
Does anybody know what happens to our colors?
You guys actually chose to stay the same.
We chose. That would be in good fashion of us. Okay.
But yeah, it was also cool because, and this is
Chris Violet, SPD CEO.
This is and during the course of shooting, we did 40 episodes when 38 that we shot. More and more and more, everyone started to yell at Bridge all the time. Everyone would be here, he'd be like, and someone would be like, Bridge! Bridge! And one day, it affected me personally. I was like, Greg, can we write in where they don't always just tell Bridge to shut up? Because it's really screwing with my self-confidence.
I was like, Matt, shut up.
But this really happened. I actually asked them, be like, do they have to be so hard on Bridge? Because Bridge is an integral part of the team, guys. And there's that's just, they love you still, but just shut up. So being the Red Ranger and being in charge, that felt good. So hey.
Although if I was doing episodes where you would still go on the tangents and the team would still be like, Bridge. I think your mind could never not operate. But it's because it operates like that it goes outside the box and solves problems nobody else could. So
I go outside of the box.
Yes.
Wearing high heels.
Wrap your head around that.
All right, next.
I just wanted to ask a question. Did you guys watch any of the Japanese footage with Deca Ranger in preparation for the roles?
we got showed it a little
at
bit
the very beginning.
At the very beginning. And
They showed us that. Remember when there was the Pink Ranger in the bathtub?
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, I think we watched it mostly because, you know, I really wanted to take the show seriously, like not like be pretentious about it, but I wanted it to be like feel real. And as much as I loved all of what was going on in Deca Ranger, it was so silly, you know.
But people died on Deca Ranger, didn't they?
Yeah, well, yeah, it had
Yeah.
harshness, but it also had the Pink Ranger's like station was a bathtub, and her communicator was a rubber ducky, and, you know, or like it was her back thing. She would like talk into it. It was like super weird, and so I was like, you know, we're not doing.
Allie's
this.
not going to be in a bathtub.
I mean, I can't say we didn't try.
Oh man! All right, next question.
I wanted to know what was your opinion on Dino Charge?
Charge.
That's the new one. We haven't really had a chance to watch it.
I have
Those
no
guys
opinion
have
on that.
Crazy social.
Is that something different than Dino Film?
Yeah, this is current season. It's SPD or nothing for me.
It looks good.
You do know this is an SPD panel.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. I have a question for Rich. I know it's going to be kind of silly to ask this, but after SPD, since you do that weird buttery movement, whenever you butter your toast, do you do it out of habit?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, like I butter all the time. Everywhere I go, everything's buttery. People, like my whole family knows. My whole family like comes up to me and dude, it reminds me of. Do you guys watch Full House?
Yeah.
And you know his beaver. You guys It's like, is it made out of what? And that was his catchphrase.
Yeah.
Whenever anything has a total sentence you can finish with butter, my whole family is like, yeah. How was the day, Matt? Was it buttery?
Yeah, it really did work. It did catch, because I find myself, even when you're saying it, I'm going like, and a bunch of the people at Barnyard Effects, like everyone does it. It's like it just really stuck. Like,
I directed a couple episodes of a show called Mud Pits that Bruce produced, and he worked into one of the scenes a whole explanation of a guy talking about the origins of buttery, and as a way to de-stress. He was like, okay, when you're stressed, you get a piece of toast, you slather it with butter until it's nice and buttery. And then you take a bite. And so that is in the episode that I directed. So there's a little thing out there. It's fun.
I got you.
I have a question for Mr. Greg. Why was the Time Force red suit used for Sky's dad? Was that really Wes, or was that like his successor or something?
Nah, they screwed up.
Everybody wants to know.
Nobody will notice.
I know. I feel so bad. I wish, you know, someday we should all sit down and figure out like a timeline and an explanation, but because it's such a disappointing answer. But it was like we wanted to still keep within the Power Ranger uniform or universe. We didn't have the money to redesign something. We had access to all these older things, so we just picked that one. But there was no. We didn't think that you guys would go so deep into it. Whatever you think it is, that is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't underestimate these fans.
We're crazy.
You dig till you hit
Hey
bottom.
guys.
Hey guys, what's up?
Seriously, one of the best seasons I've ever watched going into this, so thanks for that. And being one of the only seasons that had a lot of color changes, what would you have if you could choose your own color? If you could choose your own color, what would it truly be?
Oh, it'd be red. I mean, I'm not joining the team if it's not red, man. I'm not. Yeah, red or bust.
I'm still under contract to wear blue. So, anytime I'm at a convention, I'm wearing blue.
I would if they had said you could be whatever color you wanted, I would have picked green from the beginning.
Aww.
Let's be honest, I'm pink. But I wouldn't change my color, but maybe the role, like the leadership. Why is red allowed to be the leader?
Trying to take Brandon out.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like this. Sid and Sky eventually, you know.
I would have kept my color too.
Yeah.
I think all of our colors are pretty right for us.
Yeah, I think they cast it well. Greg.
I would have definitely had a better car.
Well, you should have had a motorcycle. If anyone should have had a motorcycle,
I should,
it should have
right?
been Z.
Totally, with my leather jacket. Yeah. So,
But they were
yeah.
straight out. They were straight out. Girls don't ride motorcycles. I was like,
Really?
wow.
Did they
Welcome to like
go
the
back and look at
60s.
We had like a Jeep. Remember? We had to share a Jeep.
Did they go back and look
The
at
Jeep was cool, but we should have a, you know.
I had to share your Jeep too.
You were like in the back. You were in the back.
You guys get the Jeep. These guys are.
Yeah.
You and Matt got like some super souped up motorbikes after a while, didn't you? There was like the green Battleizer or something bike.
That's true. For Hanukkah, I got.
Because I strictly remember Sky going, "What's the deal with my bike?
Yeah.
Why did I get it souped up?"
You had a cop like a standard cop bike.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I just want to say it is his birthday this week.
Oh, happy birthday!
Andrew.
Okay, like, what was your favorite Megazord to handle? Like, what was your favorite Megazord that you like to pilot all the time?
Greg, what was my favorite Megazord again? Yeah, what was it, Greg?
Yeah, I mean, it would be SWAT, I think. That's
Yeah,
SWAT.
I think so. Yeah. SWAT mode. SWAT mode.
This question's for everybody, if you have any input on it.
For me?
Who was behind the idea for Omega to be a ball of light when he's not in action? I mean, was it just nobody wanted that goal?
Greg took.
That's a great question.
Greg, take the mic.
Yeah. So again, it's like, you know, I know it's everyone's looking for a deeper answer, but that was honestly just a production, like a budget thing. We were the only series, because you guys know how it works, right? Like the show's made in Japan, and then they ship over episodes, and then they're like reconfigured to become the American show. And what we were trying to do with SPD is move as far away from the source material as possible. But we were the only show to actually be filming simultaneously. So like when they did Dino Thunder, they got 40 episodes of Japanese shows. They watched them all, they picked the best footage, they picked the best storylines, and created Dino Thunder. We didn't even know how Deca Ranger was gonna end. We didn't know that Omega Ranger was even in the show until like 2 weeks before we had to film our version. And Disney was like, no more Rangers, like no more actors. But the footage was so heavy with this Omega and his like weird unicycle, and we're like, this guy is gonna be some huge part of their story, so somehow we have to make it part of our story. So the idea came up, like, what if he traveled from the future but couldn't be in human form? It was kind of inspired by, do you guys remember the Cocoon, the movie Cocoon? Yeah, it's kind of like Cocoon. We thought it would be all right. I apologize. It's like,
way back. Yes, I remember.
But that's why I was like that. It was like because there was literally no money for another actor.
But why did it have to be Sam?
Well, because there was actually Ranger board feedback of people going like, what the beep is this? And so Bruce and I were like, well, we need to somehow figure out a way to give this person. So when the Sam episode came up, we were like, well, how cool would it be that, you know, Z inspires him so much that he becomes a future Ranger, and then, you know, Marty McFly's it back to help, but can't come into his true form, and then later becomes the lead makeup artist.
Sounds good to me.
I remember it all. It was like, he's coming through the light.
All right, my question is for Greg. In Beginnings Part 2, like for Piggy, like when they first encounter Piggy, like, you know, like how they have the blue slime like coming out of his like nose or something, like how did you manage to pull that off? And for Matt, after you became the Red Ranger, what do you think happened to the Blue and Green Ranger positions after you became Red Ranger?
Well, the
Mind
slide.
blown.
And I'm trying to figure out the correlation, the connection.
I think there's just two questions, so.
But the piggy had tubing that ran up over his head and came out, and then there was a bag of ooze that someone was in the garbage bin with him, and then when I said action, they would squeeze it and it would come out. We only did it in the opening episodes, and then it was just too messy to keep doing it. But it was cool. And gross.
Okay, so now that I'm
red.
now in the future, I'm red. Jack is with Allie. Sky is the commander. She's Shadow Ranger. Kruger is Birdie. So that leaves these guys. They're still pink and yellow because if they don't.
So where's green and
So green. So Boom is probably green. And maybe Sophie.
There you go.
Sophie.
She wanted it.
Yeah, Sophie would get on that. But yeah.
Good question.
I'm good with that answer.
We're just like,
Maybe you'll find out when we film some kind of reunion special.
We were talking about filming a reunion last night.
There we go.
My question is, if each of you could talk to your characters, what would you tell them?
Silence across the board.
Well, I feel like I'm talking to their characters anytime I have any conversation with them.
I'm not really like that.
I'd tell Bridge to stop thinking so much. If there's something he wants to do, he should just do it. Stop thinking it. Stop talking himself out of things.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah. It's like, pull the stick out of your ass.
I just tell Jack you're doing a great job.
I think I would say maybe nails grow back, and it's more about the work you do on the inside. Sounds so cheesy, but I think I appreciate it since girliness and desire to upkeep her personal appearance, but I think maybe that's not the sole focus in life.
I think I would tell Z to go with her instincts and like keep doing that, because I think she was good at that and just like knowing what's true and what to go for. So just keep doing that, and maybe take a break every once in a while. You know, and just like get away, take a little vacation, do something
Clean your-
like that.
Clean your room.
Yeah.
Go.
Cool.
Sky Heroes coming out colors.
Yeah.
Next one.
If Bridge did talk to Bridge, if I did talk to Bridge, it would just be an unending conversation.
Like one of them would be like,
I gotta go, man. And we're like, yeah, you should go. And then it turns into another 10 minutes.
This is a you question, Bridge. Oh, here we go.
Would you guys rather have sausage links with fingers or sweat mayonnaise? Meanwhile, Matt, how many times have you been asked that?
Wait,
Slow it down.
I'm familiar with the question. It was episode 13.
Oh, geez.
No, it was, would you rather have sausage links for fingers or sweat mayonnaise? I believe in that episode you come in and you're like, guys, stand up, we have to be on patrol.
I'm in the gym. What are you guys doing?
I would,
I don't know. I usually.
I really like mayonnaise. I'd like to sweat mayonnaise. Just as long as I have toast, tomatoes, and some bacon. I'm good.
I don't know if I had sausage links for fingers.
I'd eat my fingers. I'd be eating my fingers. All right, next one.
Were there any episodes that you can relate to from a personal standpoint that really hit close to home, you know, with anything that you've been through prior to being on the show or after being on the show, with any good, you know, episodes that really hit here?
You know, I think the entire show kind of, I don't know, you guys did such a great job in casting the show. Like, there were very much like elements in each of us that were reflected in the characters. So much so that like, I felt like over time, like even like our personal dynamic together started to resemble like, you know, the show's dynamic. So, so for me, like the entire journey kind of, you know, could be used for like a metaphor of our shooting it, you know what I mean, in our personal lives. So yeah, like everything kind of, you know, there was something you could take from every episode, I think, that was relevant to real life, yeah. Well, because it's for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was the core behind writing it, was trying to relate real things. I mean, you know, my beef, I know it's like troubled water, but with previous seasons, it was always like kids like running through the woods or something, and they like fall in a hole and find magic rocks, and suddenly like, we're the most powerful people in the world. And what I wanted to do was make a show about a group of people that had to earn it. They had to earn the right, because I think that's what real life is. We could all be whatever we want to be, but we have to work for it and earn it. So the whole journey of the show was about these guys finding their place, and then, you know, they idolize A-Team, they think A-Team's the best, and then they find out that, you know, A-Team like sold out, and you know, which means that they are the best. You know, they were the purest form, and we wanted to have enough things throughout the series that related to stuff in real life, and some stuff was actually from these guys, like life before the show, because we're always talking, and there'd be little stories and stuff, and we're like, we should put that somehow in the show, because it, you know, it just helped us grow as writers and actors, and we felt like as an audience it would help you grow with the characters.
Yeah. Cool.
There's a scene before we found out that Sophie was an android, where I was sitting down with her and she's just kind of down on herself, and that was like, it didn't feel like Power Rangers at that moment. It felt like it could have been any sort of
ABC
high
after school special.
like a high school series or movie where it was just like two people connecting, and she's like, I don't know if I can make it. And I'm like, no, you gotta. Anytime that enters your head, you gotta stop it, and you can do it. And even shooting it, I was like, wow, Charlie Power Rangers show, like a moment where I might cry. Like,
that was the whole point behind. I don't know why I keep saying behind B Squad was, you know, one of the things I didn't like about Power Rangers was that everyone just would learn something so instantly, and I felt like the message to the younger audience was, you know, we all feel like we're the underdog. We all feel like there's people that are better, whether it's on your sports team or in school or, you know, whatever you're trying to do. And so I wanted B Squad to always feel like they were the underdog until you realize that, you know, they already had the power within them. It's kind of an old story that gets used a lot, but I didn't feel like it was ever really used in Power Rangers. So that's why we set it up that way.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this last one, and we're going to close it out.
Okay.
You're the second African-American Red Ranger. How does that feel?
I mean, it's cool, man. You know what's cool? It's like when people come up to me, you know, now and say, you know, it was just cool to see a leader that looked like them. That means a lot, because I know when I was a kid, there wasn't a lot of that either. So, so I took on the mantle very seriously, and I'm glad to see that, you know, Jack still lives on in a lot of fans' eyes today. It's an honor, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us. We're going to do one more picture for Con, and then you guys enjoy the rest of the con.
Come and see us at our tables, guys. We're all going to our tables right now, right? Come and check us out. Say hi, talk to us. We'll love to see you guys.
He said no, you're not. You got a photo.
No, never mind. I lied to everybody. I'm sorry.
All right, thanks guys. One more round of applause for them.
Thank you guys.